One of the most memorable experiences, not related to sharing the gospel, that I have has to do with a sunflower field. I love sunflowers, and in Hungary, in the summertime, they have the most amazing fields of sunflowers, and they're just, I don't know, almost breathtaking, at least for me, just because I love them so much. Just to see these fields that just go on forever of sunflowers, it's just amazing. And the people do harvest them, like they use them to make oil, they use the sunflower seeds, so they are put to use. And so yeah, they're just all over the place. And I remember when I was called to go serve in the city of Solnok, this was about halfway through my mission, we were driving down. The assistants actually took me and my companion there because we were opening the city to sisters. We were the first sisters to go there, and so the assistants wanted to take us there personally, and so they drove us out there. And I remember passing all these sunflower fields, and it was the first time I had seen them for myself, and I just thought, oh my goodness, like I want to go there. I want to go take pictures there. I just want to go be a part of that, be a part of the sunflower fields. And so from then on, I just started talking to my companion about it. I'm like, whenever we get the opportunity, we have to go. We have to go to them. And she was like, oh, okay. She had already seen them before on her mission, so she wasn't as enthusiastic about it, but she was just like, okay, if it means that much to you, you know, I guess we can try to work it out. So she was pretty supportive. She was supportive of me wanting to go see a field. And so eventually I was able to get the elders involved. I told them about my big dream, and one elder in particular, he was very supportive. He was just like, yeah, let's do it. Like, let's get it done. And so we made plans to, once coming home from a zone conference on a train, I spotted a sunflower field that was just outside of Falu, a village that was just outside our city. And so it seemed very likely that we could make it to this one. I thought, oh, that'll be great. We'll just hop on a little train, take it 5 minutes outside of our city, and there we are, you know. And so we decided on August 20th, which is a huge holiday for them. It's kind of like the equivalent of our 4th of July here. We had an extended P day, so we weren't able to work. We weren't able to do our emailing or anything like that. So we made plans to go do it, to go to this sunflower field. So we got on a train and we went out to this little village called Piroshka, and we got off, and we had passed the sunflower field, so we would need to walk like back, following the railroad tracks. And so I was just so excited. I was just booking it, not running, but I was walking pretty quick. I was like, we're gonna do this. This is gonna work. And we had about 2 hours to do it before another train would come to take us back to our city, to Solnok. And so I just wanted to make sure we got there and did it and had time to walk back to the train stop. And so I was walking pretty fast, but the other missionaries, my companion and the elders, we also had a member with us too. He was a teenager. He was about 17 at the time, I think. And so anyway, there were 5 of us, and they were more chill about it. They were like, oh, it's fine, we'll get there. But I was just like, we have to get there. And we got to one point where the railroad track split, where the tracks, they would either go straight and there wasn't a road right next to them or a pathway right next to it. And then there was another track that went the other way that kind of peeled off, and the pathway that we were on followed that. And so then we had to decide what we were going to do, because we couldn't remember which track we had come on, if we had come straight or if we had turned ever. And so we were trying to think, oh, which way should we go? And everyone's looking at me because I had to make the decision. It was my trip. And so in the end, I was like, I decided it would probably be better to just stay on the path, because it seemed a lot safer rather than like trudging through these dead cornfields off to the side of this other track. I was like, let's just stay on the path. That was a wrong choice. Well, I guess both choices could have been wrong, but we followed this pathway and we just kept going and going and going and going. And we were just surrounded by dead fields, dead sunflowers, dead corn stalks, dead everything. And it was just so hot. It's the middle of August, so it's one of the hottest times of the year. And one of the elders with us, he's a germaphobe. He does not share things with people, but it had gotten to a point where he was drinking all of our water. He was like dying. Everybody's dying all of a sudden. It sounds really bad, but it was a pretty intense situation. So I'm feeling bad, like I'm killing everybody, because now we're like stranded out in the middle of this like dead wasteland, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what are we gonna do? So we were at a point where it was like, well, if we turn around and head back, we've already missed our train that would have taken us back. It would have taken too much time to go that way. And so we're just trying to think, well, should we just keep going this way? Should we go back to the old tracks? Anyway, so we keep walking, and finally we see the freeway. We see the main road that connects Szolnok to Budapest, the capital. And so we can just see this overpass in the distance. And so we decide, okay, we can at least make it to that. That's our destination right now. And yeah, so we finally make it over there, and one of the elders went up with the member. They went up on top, like they followed these stairs up to like the top of the freeway just to try and assess where we were. And they saw these road signs that indeed they directed us either to Budapest or to Szolnok, the city that we were serving in. And we were quite a ways out of the city. We were quite a ways out. I cannot tell you how many miles or kilometers it was. I just know we were a long ways away. And so we decided, okay, well, this is the most promising route that we have, so we're just gonna follow the freeway back to the city. And so yeah, we had to trudge through this pit of thorns. It was bad. The elders got down in it and helped me leap across it, and then they're gonna help my companion, but she fell in it, and so she's all scratched up now. So I'm just feeling really bad. This dream that I had to go out to the sunflower field that everyone supported suddenly was just a disaster. Everyone's dehydrated and tired and hot, and just, oh, it was awful. So we followed the freeway for a long, long time, and finally we got to the outskirts of Szolnok, and we saw this old couple watering their yard outside. They were just out with their hose, and we probably looked like a pathetic sight, but we went up to their fence. It was a chain link fence, and we get their attention, and we're like, could you please just fill up our water bottles with some water, because we had our water bottles still. And they just looked at us, and they just thought it was so strange, but then they were like, yeah, we can do that for you. So we handed our water bottles to them through the fence, and they filled it up, and we just like chugged that water. We all took turns just chugging water, and then we're like, could you fill them up just one more time for our road? We didn't tell them what we'd been up to or anything. We were just like, we just need some more for the road. And they're like, okay. So they filled it up, and we were able to go on our merry way back to the city. And trying to make this very long story kind of shorter, we did make it back to the city. We had left the city at about 10 a.m. when we had gone out to go find the field, and we didn't get back. Or maybe we left even earlier than that, I don't remember. But we didn't get back till well into the late afternoon, like 3, 4 o'clock. It was quite late, and who knows how many miles we walked, but it was insane. So it's kind of, it was a really hard experience. I then treated everyone to ice cream later that day, because I was like, I'm so sorry, I almost killed us. We never saw the field. And so I owed everybody ice cream, and I just felt so bad. But we now all look back on it and we have to laugh. It was just one of those ridiculous experiences. On a day we could have been partying and having a lot of fun, we got lost in a sunflower field, a dead one. So it was funny.